Hi, this is a tutorial on how to crochet a snowflake. I've been making a lot of these in the last week or so for Christmas. I'm going to be using them as ornaments and to go on the front of Christmas cards to send to my friends and family. And they're a nice, quick and creative way of giving your friends and family something nice for Christmas. So the ones you can see here are part of the Festive Snowflake pattern collection. There's 3 different patterns and they're by Ravelry Brace Girdle. I'll put a link out to them in the descriptions for you. Now these 3, I'll just show you them separately. There's this one I think which is my favourite of the 3. We've got a nice big one here and this other more frilly snowflake. Now these aren't the ones I'm going to be showing you. Valerie, being the lovely lady that she is, has designed a snowflake slash star especially for me to share with you. So this star is going to be only available on my blog and on this YouTube video, so you can use the chart provided on my blog and this YouTube video to create this lovely star. Now on my blog it's not a written pattern, it's a charted pattern, but I think that's all you need for this, so I'll show you the chart just very quickly to give you an idea of what you're looking for when you get to my blog. It's a bit zoomed in there, but you get the idea. It's just a normal crochet chart with the normal abbreviations, but if you use that in conjunction with this video you should be well away. So when you get over to my blog, that's what you're looking for. It'll be a JPEG, you can just save the JPEG, that's fine. Now for all the ones that I have been doing, I've been using this yarn, Twinkle Double Knit. It's just basically white double knit with a nice sparkle to it. I got it at my local yarn shop, the Sheep Shop in Cambridge. A very good deal because I've got a lot of little snowflakes out of this one ball and it didn't cost the earth, so well worth getting. But for this tutorial I'm going to show you on some nice bright red acrylic yarn because I think that's going to be easier for you to see. Now all these snowflakes are double knit, and that makes them nice and big and nice and quick and easy to knit up. So you'll start with a slip knot. There are many different ways to do this, but that way is my preference. Now I'm not going to be showing you any of the stitches in depth. I'm going to presume you know all the basic stitches. Obviously if there's any stitch you have a real problem with, just let me know in the comments and we can go through it again. I use a 4mm hook. With double knit I always use 4mm, it just seems to match my tension in crochet quite well. So the first thing you need to do is chain 4, and then you're going to slip stitch into the first chain. Now whenever I slip stitch I always slip stitch into the back of the chain, into that spine there, just because I prefer that the way it looks. Now you can do it whichever way you want, it's just a matter of preference. So let's slip stitch into this first stitch and make a loop. So there we have it, that is our tiny starting loop. Now chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do vary from the pattern ever so slightly. At the beginning of each round Valerie has you do a chain 1, a double crochet and then move on to the pattern. I tend to skip that chain 1 double crochet just because I feel it makes my crochet, the way I crochet, look a bit crisper. You can follow the pattern to the word and do the chain 1 double crochet, so all you would do there is just do your chain 1 double crochet, chain 5, and then you're at the same spot as me. So after your chain 5 you just need to double crochet into the centre of that loop there, and you need to do this 6 times because it's a 6-pointed star. So that was a chain 5, double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, double crochet. Right, so how many have we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, double crochet. Now the last loop is slightly different because we want to end the loop at the top of the loop rather than back down here at the beginning. Now in the pattern it says chain 2 and then treble crochet into the loop. My treble crochets are very tight, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 3 and then treble crochet into the loop, because that makes this loop the same size as all of the other loops. Whereas if your treble crochet is quite loose, you can do the chain 2 and then the treble crochet. So that's how it differs very slightly from the pattern. So here we are, that's the end of the first round. Now what we're going to do is chain 5 between each of these sort of petals they look like at the moment. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to double crochet into the top of the first petal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, double crochet into the top of that petal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I might at this point just wind me forward right to the end of this round, because you're just continuing on like that. Right, so here I am on the last petal. I've just double crocheted into the one that I started at. So now we've got that nice central thing. This is where it starts to get interesting. So this is where we're going to actually make the pointy bits. So you want to double crochet into the next 5 chain loop, and then you are going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now at this point you're going to chain a further 3, which is going to be your first little picot on the side of the star. So what I tend to do is, just to mark where I'm at, I hold this chain here and chain it 1, 2, 3. Now you want to slip stitch in the 3rd chain from the hook, so where I've been holding it, it's really easy to find the 3rd chain from the hook. We're looking at this one here. So I'm just going to turn it over slightly because I like to go into the spine of the chain, pop on through there and slip stitch. There we are. So that's the first little picot at the top of the star. You're now going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you want to slip stitch in the 4th chain from the hook, which is the one right at the base here. So let me just turn it over for you there. There we go. There we go, just slip stitch through that. That's the top picot. 1, 2, 3, slip stitch in the 3rd chain from the hook. And then, just to sort of anchor this a bit, we want to slip stitch in this first available bump, going back down towards the centre of the star. So let's just pop in there. Can be a little bit fiddly, this bit, but once you get the hang of it you'll be fine. So there we go, that's the little flurry at the end of the point there. We're now going to work back towards the star. So in the back loop of the chain, double crochet in the first one, half treble in the next, treble in the next, and finally double treble in the last one. Now at this point I tend to find my work's sort of flipped over like that, so bring it back around, get a good idea of where you are, what you're doing, and then you'll see that last chain that you need to do the double treble into. So there it is. And then just to anchor it and finish this star, double crochet into that original 5 chain loop. So there you have it. That is our first point. They tend to curl up a bit, that does get fixed by blocking. I will do the next point with you, I'll go through it, and then what I'll do is I'll fast forward round right to the last point where we'll do the loop, and then that way you won't have to sit and watch me crochet for hours and hours. So let's just do this next one again just to practice. So double crochet into the 5 chain loop, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For ease, mark with your finger that 5th chain so you know where you're at. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you want to slip stitch in the 3rd chain from the hook, which is going to be this one. So in we go through there, and a slip stitch. If I can get it, there we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to slip stitch into the 4th chain from the hook. One, 2, 3, slip stitch in 3rd chain from the hook, and then we want to just work out where we're at. There's our 3 flourishes. We need to just ground this so that it doesn't flap around. So we're going to slip stitch in this first available chain. There we are. Right, okay, so there we are. We're back to where we need to go back towards the star. As you can see, my work has once again flipped over. There's the star, so we're going to flip it back the right way. It will get easier as you go around the star, it will flip less. So we are double crochet in the 1st chain, half treble in the next, treble in the next, and then double treble in the next. And then just to anchor that star, double crochet into that 5 chain space. So there we are, that is the 2nd point done. Right, okay, I'm going to fast forward through this last bit. So I'm going to do a point in each of these, and then I'll come back to you when I get to this last one, because that's where we're going to make the loop so that you can hang your ornament. Okay, so here we are on the last point. We've done 5 so far. As you can see, it goes very curly. It kind of looks a bit squid-like for a while, but trust me, once you block that out, it will be nice and straight. So we're going to do the last little point, but we're going to make a loop in it so that you can hang it on a tree. So as usual, double crochet into that last 5 chain space, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, you do the first little picot as usual, so chain 3, slip stitch into the 3rd chain from the hook if you can, let's try that again. Now at this point you usually chain 4, but at this point we're going to chain 15 because we want the nice loop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then we're going to come all the way back down and slip stitch into the first chain. Of that 15 chain loop. There we have it. So you've got a nice loop there, and then you're going to do the normal chain 3, slip stitch in third chain from hook. I'm going to anchor that. You're just going to slip stitch in that first available chain. Then double crochet in the next chain. And then just follow the same thing as you've been doing for the rest of the points. So half treble. Treble. Double treble. And then anchor that down to the 5 chain loop. So there you have it. That is your star. So you can see, like I said, all the points do go curly, but once you block those out and starch it, it will make a very nice little Christmas decoration for you. I hope that's been helpful. I'll put all kind of useful links down in the description. So subscribe if you want to see more of this. Okay, have a nice day. Bye.